All right, welcome to Literally Whatever, episode 67.
It's that time again. 67. Got nothing. That's a weird
Yep.
number.
Yeah, 67, you're in 67th heaven. I don't know. I don't know. It would
Makes
really
no
do
sense.
really do have nothing. Denton Walker here, holding down the Alberta side of things.
Camo and coming to you from Victoria.
Cameron, far more specific. I refuse to give my city. It could be dangerous for my. We're telling the truth here, people, and I don't want people finding me. Although it's clearly been stated, I live in Red Deer. So
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's lots of Ready Player One fans in Red Deer, so yeah, it could be dangerous if.
oh, I don't want IO to come after me. Holy shit! That guy who saw it 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking he has a head injury. I don't know why he saw it 3 times. Yeah.
That'd be a little. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do that movie again. Not for a while, anyway.
Yeah. So I did do a bit of homework this week. I actually did go out and I saw Ready Player One.
Yeah, we have 2 wonderful movies to talk about today.
Yes, we do. Well, we'll start with Ready Player One, I guess.
Sure, it's the freshest.
Fresh and hot. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about on the last podcast. I think Cam was rather medium towards it.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it a little bit. We can get more in depth this time. I'm sure there's probably we can't do it unless there's full spoilers, so we're going for all of it. So, if you haven't seen the movie and you still want to, then just do that. Go see it. But from here on out,
yeah,
full spoilers.
Yep. And here's an overall spoiler. Why the fuck would you want to see it again? Don't waste don't watch it for the first time.
But,
I don't know.
But you have to find all the Easter eggs.
Oh. Here's the thing. The whole point of it, it's like, it's just a bunch of references and Easter eggs. I am kind of, I don't know how they were expecting to pull a win off with it. Because on one hand, when I saw the previews, I'm like,
no, it's because remember all these things you like? You'll see them for like a second.
Yeah. I guess all these things, there is like a few all of these things, unless like I'm missing way more references, which is a problem with a reference movie. Unless somebody knows all the references, there could be a lot of shit lost.
Yeah,
but the main point is that I was going to make was, on one hand, if the movie is all references, then that's just way too fucking distracting. And if it's a movie based on references that where it doesn't really impact the movie, it's like, well, then what the fuck is the point of making it a movie that's just reference heavy? And somehow, Ready Player One manages to do both. References are as inconsequential as they are stupid.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. That I walked out of that movie thinking that had no substance to it.
Oh, exactly. Well,
it's like yeah. It's just it's a very hollow movie.
Well, the thing is, even if it had no substance, it it was just the dialogue and it was so bad. Everyone was just explaining what they were doing as they were doing
it was pretty exposition heavy.
It's a good job with this plan of doing that. Like they were explaining the plan they were in the middle of doing, which nobody ever does. There's a one character who is he's I forget what he's called. He's like a caretaker. He runs the fucking.
Oh yeah, right.
He runs this guy's brain library. I don't know. It's fucking dumb. And then he's the curator. That's it. He's the curator of the guy who invented the Oasis.
Yeah. Of his memories and stuff.
Which you're like, why do you need to see his memories? It's a whole thing. I don't want to explain it. Read a plot synopsis.
Yeah, there's a twist with this character, which I knew right away because I could tell who the voice was.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fair. I didn't pick up on the voice, to be honest, but I like when the twist we're spoiling it anyway.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you meet Simon Pegg early on. He's doing an American accent. Then he does a proper British accent because he's a curator.
Yeah. And I could just tell right away. I could tell it was Simon Pegg. I know his voice.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was like, oh, Simon Pegg is voicing this character too. I wonder if it's going to end up being that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it did.
I mean, I'll play devil's advocate and be like, well, sometimes people pull double duty, especially on voice work. But no, you're right. It's pretty obvious and high. Like if you can pick out I didn't pick out his voice, so I'll fess up to that. But if you can, it's like, well, he's gonna influence the plot. But anyway, oh fuck, what was I saying? This curator guy. Oh, I forgot the point I was gonna make. Oh fuck. You're witnessing a man like having dementia. This is early onset. Do they have like is it like kids diabetes where they have like adult and youth dementia? I have young dementia. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I really drawing a blank here. I just really hate. Yeah, they're explaining everything, and then, oh yeah, that's what, sorry, that's what I was trying to remember. This curator who's like, I've seen you here 1,000 times. He runs through what's on the tour with the guy he's seen 1,000 times. Like, it's so.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, guess what's on this tour? The same shit that I've told you 1,000 times.
Exactly. But guess what? Now somebody's watching, so he has to explain it 1,001 times.
Yeah.
And it's not... So that was a huge problem for me. I think that should be huge problem for everybody who's not wanting to watch it 3 times, I guess. But
yeah, there's just there's no attachment to any of the characters either. Like, they would cut back to like the real world. It only happened like a few times, and it's like,
yeah, exactly.
And it's like, what does he live with? Who does he live with again? Like his mom and some douche guy. Why?
Well,
why does he like
actually
go to some wrecked van or whatever to put his Oasis thing on? Like, that didn't. Why does he have to go somewhere? Why didn't he just have it at his house?
Well, because they do have it at the house. I mean, the douchebag plays it, and just to get it straight, Cameron. It's his aunt, but he never.
Right.
He actually calls her you killed, you
Oh, yeah.
killed my mother's sister.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I didn't care at all.
Well, no, why would you?
They blow up the stacks where he
Yeah.
lives, and I'm like, big fucking deal.
Which
I've
is
only
pretty much-
seen these stacks for like 30 seconds. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's not like he kind of seems to like not like his aunt anyway, and he just like you're right, and then he blows up that douchebag, and I don't know, like it's hard because it's hard to even like kind of conjure up some like anger towards it because it like it's just like that happened in the movie. Like I what do you want me to say? Like it was almost inconsequential. Yeah, it just everybody in it didn't matter.
And where do they live again? In like Connecticut or something?
Oh, Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, Columbus, Ohio is a city. But like, why does everybody in the world live there? Apparently,
It's the fastest growing city in America. Yeah, everybody he meets in this game, they make a point of saying everybody from all over the world is playing this.
It's the whole world is on the Oasis. You can meet anybody from anywhere, except they all fucking live in Columbus.
Yeah, exactly. He meets all these people. Like it's supposed to be like something like, oh, it's the internet connecting the world. No, everybody's in Columbus.
They're all there. Even
yeah,
even the big main villain who's trying to take over the company or whatever, like lives across the road.
what was his name? Like it's something Nolan Sorrento.
Yeah.
Apparently their nemesis is a weatherman. Just
Yeah.
back to you, Nolan Sorrento.
Pretty much.
Just
That's it.
yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
And one thing about okay, they make this point of saying like, oh, you can look like anyone you want, you can have any avatar. I'm just gonna say, the Japanese kid, his avatar is a samurai, and he picks a giant robot to be later in the movie, Gundam. I'm just saying, racist. I'm sorry, Ready Player One. It's racist to make the Japanese kid be a samurai and a Gundam. Why don't you just make a... We should have just had a scene of him watching tentacle porn. I mean, why just make it the trifecta?
Well, I don't know. Those are things from his culture that he probably likes. So, I don't know. It can make sense.
It does. It just seems like everybody's like obsessed with the 80s. Why doesn't he pick... I don't know. He should have been Mechagodzilla. I don't know. I just thought... I was just like, really? He's a samurai and a Gundam? Come on. That just...
Well, it's better than the Avatar Mr. Sorrento had.
I thought it was like supposed to be Superman, but it's just like a douchebag. Like...
He's just, I don't know, a kind of bigger, like, stupid businessman.
Yeah. Like douche Sorrento. Like just like super douche.
I'm like, this is terrible. His avatar should have just been Krennic.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been awesome.
That would have been the best reference in the movie.
Of course. You could be flying the Millennium Falcon. And I'm just like, oh, really? We're just... Why don't you just turn to the camera and fucking say it? God.
Yeah, well, he's wearing like a Han Solo belt with a Thundercats logo on it.
Yep. The main character, Parzival.
So good.
What I don't... Oh, sorry.
Nobody's online name is that.
Nobody's. Well, the thing is, it's like they try to like make this the main character, this lone wolf, like I go it alone. I don't clan up. All the internet lingo, by the way, made me fucking cringe every time I heard it. It's like I was waiting for him to say, "Let's pwn these noobs," and then they go and do their dumb shit. But they make a point. He makes a point of being like, "Oh, I don't clan up. I don't have any friends and family." He's hanging out with people all the time. He's with somebody every fucking second. Yeah. This lone wolf clans up, as a word. He doesn't not have a clan. I mean, he starts off having like, that's H.
H.
Even though I'm a lone wolf, we hang out together
Just
all the
call
time.
Me H. Hangs out with the giant thing with this distorted voice who you could hardly hear the lines.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, yeah, I don't know.
And then you find out later on why. I'm like, wow. Okay, whatever.
Could be a 300-pound dude, or maybe a black butchy looking woman. Who knows? H, is that like? Spoiler alert. H, despite being this weird robot orc, I guess, is actually not that in real life. Just a just a black.
Who knew?
Chick. Yeah. And then they make a big fucking deal. Like, one of the dudes is an 11-year-old, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're 11?" And then the 11.
Yeah, who cares?
Exactly. Everybody knows 11-year-olds are good at video games now. That's it. But apparently in 2034 or whenever it is, it's still a big deal. An 11-year-old just is good at video games. Another thing, I don't get the consequences of anything. Right. Yeah, like when you die in the game, you lose all your stuff in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, everybody basically lives in the game. That's like your life now, so
but
I don't know.
But the thing is, it never was really established like that, like that's how people make their actual living, to buy like food, or like, because people in business suits, like during business meetings,
right,
were doing stuff, and then he lost. He's about to throw himself out the window. Like, I don't know if there's a part cut out, or like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like social commentary on like, don't be so attached to the game, man. Just but it was like, not like, I don't get it. There's literally no consequences in it. It's like, oh, I guess I just have to start over.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't believe what they had. One battleground was called like Planet Doom or something.
Yeah.
And there's no Doom reference. That would have been the best. It would have been like,
yeah.
Okay, you get a few points for having a cyber demon here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just, that's the thing. Every reference they make is like, it's so, I don't know how, like, I saw some, I'm like, oh wow, that Tracer from Overwatch is in here. She doesn't do anything. She's like, whoa, like she's.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like, you just see some things you recognize, and that's it. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
They don't say anything. They just like walk by or sitting in the corner, and it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Bye. See you later. You can climb Mount Everest with Batman. It's like, you could. Okay. Speaking of references that make no impact, Rush references, which I used to think, if I Love You Man hadn't ever come out, I'd be like, oh, fucking sweet. But I'm gonna say it right now. Stop referencing Rush, everybody. South Park were the only people who did it, like kind of at the cusp of when it was cool. Then I Love You Man came out, and now it's like, well, just everybody likes Rush, so it's not a weird, cool music nerd Easter egg anymore. We get it. Rush is a thing. Let's move on. Let's all just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And not a single fucking Rush song in the movie. So
No Rush. No Duran Duran, even though there's like a few references.
yeah, kind of a shitty soundtrack for like an eight. It's like, oh, I love the '80s. It's like we're not gonna take it.
It started off all right. They had it started off with Jump,
Yeah,
which I was like, that's all right. But what they should, if they really wanted to like set the tone, started off with 1984 going into Jump.
yeah. That would have been great. Speaking of,
It's
Yeah,
a great it's a great combo. You got like the synth. It's such a 1984 is such a like sweet sounding like build up intro to like paint the picture of a world.
well, especially a world that's kind of crafted in the image of the '80s, more or less. I mean, that's what they were going for. I mean, at least
There you go.
that's-
Hot track that doesn't really count. It's like it's just noise. It's 1984 Van Halen.
yeah, sure. But like, yeah, that was another thing with it. They're like, he was obsessed with the 1980s, but they all live like, when does it take place? 2043? Like,
Yeah, something like that.
I don't get why this guy would have been obsessed with the 80s. I mean, they're cool, but we live in a time where it's like, it's far enough away that you can kind of ironically like it too. Like it would be like if I went around like, oh man, I love the 40s. What a great time. Like, I mean, I guess it's a bad example because there was a world war happening for half of it, but
Yeah.
like it seems like it's way too distant. I don't believe somebody like the 80s that much that was that far away from it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of weird, but I guess it's because the creator of the game lived through the 80s, and they have to like the people in the future have to like know his mind works or whatever, and the Easter eggs. So
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess he'd probably be our age. Like,
yeah,
yeah, he'd probably be like our age, I guess, because he dies in 2043. So, I don't know. It just like okay. I guess now that see, I'm bad with math and time, so I obviously, but yeah, just when I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, why the fuck why is the creator so obsessed with the 80s? But I mean, we like the 80s.
yeah.
I mean, the Duffer Brothers, who I think are pretty close to our age, who made Stranger Things, they're obsessed with the 80s. So, yeah, I guess if he's our age, it makes sense. But anyway,
Yeah, true enough.
yeah. And I think his biggest sin is just being fucking, it's just super corny. Everything, I mean, I guess that's what you expect from a movie that's kind of styling itself on the 80s.
Yeah, fair enough.
But on the other hand, it's like, I don't know. I can't, because when it's of the time, it's funny. When it's just like now, I don't know. I don't know why I don't give it a pass. Like, but it's just like, I won't miss this chance. I'll kiss the girl. It's like, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I was Oh, and I'll say this one more thing. Just a really bad piece of logic. The main character, uh, the curator helps him out, so he can win the game. The key. Oh, by the way, well, side note, him trying to put the last key in the slot because there's this gripping scene of in real life, the bad guys are shaking him in his VR suit, so apparently that affects how you move in the real world. Like if you move in the real world, you move in the game. So he's trying to put these keys in this slot while the van he's in is being rammed. So you have like a 2-minute like intense scene of a guy trying to put keys in locks. It's the dumbest shit.
Yeah, it's a little overboard. It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
let's just get past this. He's gonna put the key in the thing anyway. There's no tension here.
Well, I mean, they could just have a car chase and then put the keys in later. They could separate those two things instead of having a silly car chase. But but the point I was trying to make is the curator helps him out. He wins the game. He puts the keys in. He meets the curator in real life later, who turns out to be Simon Pegg. And he's like, how does he say? He's like, I just saw a kid, or it's like, I just thought I was going to help a good person out. But you didn't need my help. It's like, yeah, he did. He would have fucking lost if you didn't directly help him.
Your robot avatar literally gave him an extra life.
Yeah.
If he didn't have that, he would have died in the game and it would have all been over.
Because Super Megacorp would have just... They have all these professional soldier players. I don't know. Like, it just... Nothing fucking makes sense. Like, they're a company that sells, like, gear to, like, play in the Oasis, but apparently
they're also an evil corporation.
Like, they rack up... Apparently people rack up so much debt that they can just enslave people, like lock them, lock them in pods and make them work in the Oasis. Like, I don't understand how they're allowed to do that, because there's like there's police in the real world. People do stuff. It's not like people just live in the Oasis. It's just people in the future, because this video game is so great, people just prefer to do that than, hang out in real life, which is fine. But this evil corporation, by the way, the big fight against this evil corporation is to keep ads out of the Oasis. That's what the corporation's main goal is to, like, we're going to advertise our suits.
Man.
It's like, that's if you can control the Oasis. And it's like, okay. And then apparently this company has, like, secret police that can go out and harvest people to collect debts. But then there's real police. I don't get the stakes at all. Like, there's none in the Oasis. In real life, it seems to run fairly normal, except for this corporation has, like, a hit squad, but the hit squad seems to take a lot of prisoners, and but, like, there's I don't know, like, I can't make sense of it. How the guy won the Oasis, okay, like, for something, this Oasis is the biggest thing in the world. I felt if it's like, the Oasis got past somebody else, I would have been okay, and then just, like, turn back to my game. Just kept doing what I was doing.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't get the stakes either because you're in the Oasis so much that like the real world stuff doesn't really affect you.
And even if it does, like I said, there's fucking police. Like the real world is like the actual real world. It's not like there's literally a line in it. It's like, "Welcome to the rebellion." Against fucking ads? I don't. Why is everybody making a big stink about a company being insidious the way real companies are insidious? I don't.
This is because it's controlled by a weatherman. He doesn't know how to do advertising properly.
Nolan. It's going to be a stormy front if Nolan Sorrento controls the Oasis. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It just none of it. Like it makes sense. It's just corny. Like there's some like technically good stuff in it. Like
Yeah, the race is cool.
yeah, for sure.
I thought the race was pretty good. It's like, oh, it's directed well and looks good, and I don't know, it's pretty actiony and fun.
Like if you would have told me like Spielberg only directed the race, I'd be like, yeah, I get that. It's the only good part of the movie. And just fucking Nolan Sorrento at the end when Wade Wilson or whatever, what's his real name? It's
Wade Watts or something, or
Wade Watts, yeah. My parents thought it'd be like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But they died, which are two separate ideas, by the way. But they died. It's like, okay, well, you're laying that shit on me real heavy right now. But anyway, yeah.
Did Nolan Sorrento kill them?
No, they just died. It was a corn syrup drought or some absurd thing.
Oh, right.
Like, if the movie was shittier, I'd kind of get that was tongue in cheek, but I mean, I don't know. Like, now it's getting to a point where it's like, is stuff being like bad on purpose because that's kind of what's funny, but it's just not a joke that's landing.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway. Nolan, Wade Watts is like, I own the Oasis now. He's holding this golden Easter egg in his hand, and it's translating to the real world. And Nolan Sorrento opens the door. He's about to fucking kill this kid, and then he sees that Wade Watts has won the Easter egg, and he doesn't shoot him. He's just standing there with a gun. He's just like,
yeah.
He starts smiling. The evil mastermind is just like, he did it.
He just lets the cops grab him.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
It's a very National Treasure ending where the bad guy just gets caught.
I love that. Except he's no Sean Bean in that moment. He doesn't slam his hands on a car.
No. He gets he gets punched in the face. Anyway, it's horrid. I kind of almost wish we would have recorded right after, because I was talking in the theater. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is this? So like, now I'm a little cooled off, and I'm just like, it was dumb. But I was pretty steamed.
Getting heated up.
Oh, and then the fucking girl with the Gorbachev face, this big old wine stain over her eye, which in no way, like, she walked around in the real world, like, acting like she was a freak, like,
yeah.
She was the cutest girl in Ohio, that's for damn sure. And then they just fell in love in 2 minutes, and it's like,
yeah, that didn't work. I'm like, what? How?
My my father died in a whatever a loyalty center. That's where they go to. That's where you go to
Right.
work off your debt to this company. My father died in a loyalty center. It's like, you know how you get in a loyalty center? You spend more money than you make. It's like going into debt.
Yeah.
He did it to himself. Why the fuck is this corporation so evil? I
Yeah, and then they basically quote fall in love because they like the same shit. They like a few of the same things.
well, no, they both
It's
like
like,
the
oh,
same. They both like the same things this fucking guy who made the Oasis liked.
yeah, that's true.
You- and then just none of the characters. Like the thing is, they
Yeah,
every character is based like just based off of this autistic guy who made the Oasis. So now we just everybody's personality
based off of
yeah.
Mark Rylance playing Garth essentially.
Yeah. We fear change.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's overall not the greatest. Like I said, no substance. Except the one sequence I like was the shining part. I thought that was really cool.
It was
It's still just like, look at this thing, you know. But I
well,
was like,
yeah.
just the way it was like put together, I thought was cool. I'm like, was this actually shot, or is this the actual footage, or what's going on here? They're in The Shining. This is neat.
Yeah, okay, that might be if you liked it, fine. The thing is, because they couldn't get the rights to Jack Nicholson,
Well, yeah.
a huge part of The Shining, for those of you who don't know, is just a giant axe chasing a guy around for part of it. I mean, yes, it was kind of cool, and it did kind of like scratch that itch where it's like, okay, this is a substantial reference, where it's not just like The Shining, huh? It's like, okay, we're in The Shining, we have to deal with Shining stuff, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess in that sense, yeah, it was good. I just like don't even have fucking Jack Nicholson. What it yeah. On principle, it's a shit reference, but it was cool.
Well, yeah. Despite the Jack Nicholson problem, I thought it was just neat how it was put together.
No, it was well done in that regard.
It's like, oh man, The Shining. I saw that movie when I was way too young.
Were you all scared like H was?
Yeah, that movie messed me up for a little bit because I was in probably grade 3 when I saw The Shining, like
Oh.
the whole movie.
Wow. I well, I was never into horror movies. I don't think my parents were either, so I didn't see The Shining till I was an adult. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I liked it more as a film than like a horror movie, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it didn't scare me. So, well, honestly, I saw it once and I should watch it again just to be like, and maybe that's why I'm not like as into The Shining reference as you are. It's because I'm like, I saw it once kind of offhandedly. Like, so, well, maybe,
Yeah.
hey, let's tear apart The Shining. Let's watch it. I'm not even fucking scared of twins. Fuck that. Not even.
Blood coming out of the elevator, big deal.
Fucking blood, just wash it off. Yeah, so that's Ready Player One in a nutshell. Mediocre to bad seems to be the
Yeah. I don't know. It's supposed to be Spielberg's big return a good blockbuster, but it kind of really wasn't.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah,
There might as
no.
well.
Sorry,
Yeah, there
Spielberg.
might as well have been fucking CGI monkeys swinging around in this movie.
Yeah, they. I mean, I wish I could hide in a refrigerator from such a bomb as that. Ha ha ha. Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. Fuck you, Spielberg. No. No.
I have a weird way of tying this together.
Yes.
That scene in Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the nuke the fridge scene,
Right.
is actually something that was supposed to be in Back to the Future.
Really?
Yeah, it's different, but in the original Back to the Future script, there was a weird nuclear bomb situation with the refrigerator.
Is that how they were? The original, instead of a DeLorean, they just had a fridge, and to create gigawatts, they just exploded nuclear bombs behind them. It was they retooled it to make it a DeLorean.
Yeah.
No, obviously, you said yeah, like, yep, that's what it was. Like, no, it's no.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, and they have the one power in the Ready Player One. You can get Zemeckis cube. Robert Zemeckis, Back to the Future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot. See, I kind of, for as much as we talk about movies, I'm not a student of film. I'm kind of a movie to movie guy, which it is a shortcoming. But you know what? So be it. Like you're a student of film. That's why it's good. You can come in and be like, oh, this and this, and I'll just be like, no Jack Nicholson. What a shit reference. So,
Yeah, I guess so. Movie to movie. Hey, that's a good segue into our next movie to talk about.
right. Well, this one I think we're going to agree on. Stinker across the board.
Oh God.
Gods
Very
of,
apt word that shows.
yeah. Gods of Egypt.
We post show last week where it was like, yo, dude, Gods of Egypt's on Netflix. You have to fucking watch the movie.
We get more excited for when shit movies show up on Netflix. They're like, oh my god, Star Wars is on Netflix, or oh my god, this is on. The worse the movie on Netflix, the better for us, because it's like, great, we could just shit on it for an hour. And
Oh yeah, because I remember seeing the trailers. Not trailer. I don't know. I think I saw a trailer for that movie. I'm like, this looks horrible.
of course,
And I couldn't wait to see it, but I didn't want to pay any money to see it ever. So it's
yeah.
technically I am because of the Netflix subscription, but not real. It doesn't feel like it. So
The thing is, it's kind of like the shitty. It's like you're paying to see this stuff, but we're throwing in this free piece of junk with it. It's like, I don't want that, but since I'm getting it for free, that's the way I look at it. It's like a combo. It's like, I don't want fries, but it comes with the meal. And
so I finally got to watch this gloriously terrible movie.
ooh, yes, I had the pleasure of watching it today. I'm gonna say it was kind of the nail in the coffin to like a bad weekend. Just like kind of an annoying weekend. I'm like, and then I watch Gods of Egypt. It's like, yuck, fucking, it's stupid ass shit.
It's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
That's true.
Like, even last week, I was like, I know what this good movie is going to be. It's going to be Gods of Egypt with no really relevance to Egypt at all.
It could have been in Columbus, Ohio.
It could have been. And with people doing that stupid accent that they do in every fantasy type movie, they're like kind of British accent where they just mention the gods.
The gods.
Like all the time.
They say, I noticed
It's the will of the gods.
father ends up a lot in those movies too. Father.
Father.
And, yes, they talk about parents a lot. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable, but it's a mother.
And
Father.
yeah, the mentions of the gods within like the first 3 minutes of that movie, they got to say the gods probably like 60 times.
It is
Really,
really
it's said a lot.
and I mean, it's like contextually, yes, it makes sense because the gods are a different race of people. They're like, but
They're just slightly bigger people.
well, they're 10 feet and it's absurd looking.
It's really, oh my God. I was laughing so hard. The part where they're like walking through the river or whatever. And, and the sizing, because the story's about that there's this one human character who just is.
Yeah.
He might as well be a god because everything he does, it works out and is perfect.
Well, they keep referencing it like, oh my God, you should be a god. Like they say you should. It several times they mention, oh, is this guy a god? No, he's just immortal. Oh, okay. Like every god he's come to contact with mentions how much of like a god he is. So yeah, he should be I thought when there's a plot device where they get this vial of water.
Oh, yeah.
And I honestly thought when they're like, what would happen if a mortal drank it? I thought he was going to say, you would turn into a god. I'm like, well, this fucker's going to drink the vial then.
You'd become a god.
Exactly. You would join me in my father as
Will I
gods.
really become a god? Yes, you'll become a god. I shall drink this and become a god. Then do it and become a god.
By the gods, that's a godly thing you would be doing. God, God, God.
Like that's basically the dialogue in the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not really much of an exaggeration.
it's not. The noun, every noun is a god or just gods. They're always, it's not like, let's go to the place, let's go to this god.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh man. And it's true, there's little relevance to Egypt. For being set in Egypt, there's an awful lot of white people.
Oh, you're telling me. There's two black people, one of them, a black chick. There's a pair of like these chicks that ride giant snakes, and the black one is riding the black snake.
Oh god.
white
The
one.
snakes. They looked so bad.
They're just giant fire-breathing snakes that apparently, I don't know. It was a whole thing. Like the thing is, this is almost like if you're putting this against Clash of the Titans on what is the dumber gods movie, what is of the two gods movies, which is the dumber? It would be kind of like a shot. Like, it would be an even match. They're both equally, like, weird. Not weird. They're pretty straightforward. They're just both kind of like, who gives a fuck kind of movies.
Yeah, at least Clash of the Titans kind of played off of the original one a little bit. Like, it followed more or less the same plot. This
Yeah.
one, this movie is like, what the fuck is this? Like, who's it even for?
Well, that's the weird thing. I was thinking about it because I'm like, this is a certain style of movie. I'd put it in like the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Scorpion King is the penultimate of it, of just like a shitty, like,
Yeah.
fantasy action movie.
I guess they probably don't mention the gods a lot in that movie. It's probably the king. You'll become a king.
They do say Scorpion King a lot in it. Well, actually, they don't. They just say King a lot. They do say gods. Kelly Hu does because she's an oracle. Then you'd have, I don't know. I can't remember. She says gods in it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking yeah, it's crazy how silly 10-foot tall people look when they're like, and they have to act with each other.
Yeah. It's like Lord of the Rings did it very well with the like proportion difference between the hobbits and the humans or whatever. That looked realistic the way he did it. This movie looks terrible.
Well, the thing is with Lord of the Rings, it was, for the most part, to my understanding, it was practical effects. Like, they would just get body doubles and it'd be forced perspective.
Yeah.
In this, they just CGI a guy bigger than the rest. And they have tiny people, like, rubbing his Jamie Lannister's body. And then all of a sudden, a giant lady would come and he's like, oh, I recognize those hands. They're not tiny little ants crawling all over me. It just, it was distractingly awful.
Yeah, it's like I said, especially the part where they're walking through the river or whatever. And it's like it's the chick who plays Elektra in the Daredevil TV series.
Yes.
Like her, and then the mortal.
Who I think is in the last installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean as like the main dude in that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what that kid was.
Which is like, I don't know how this kid is getting so fucking lucky. He is horrid. Like,
Yeah.
there's that scene between him and the hottest chick in Egypt.
Yeah.
Who is the worst actress in the movie.
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
They have this scene where they're like, we're a loving couple. So many of the lines are just like clipped. Like, you could tell they just edited the shit out of it. Just like,
Oh yeah.
we've got 10 seconds of dialogue at a time. So,
And that's like his love or whatever, and she ends up dying, but it seems like he doesn't even care really.
well, he's doing it all for her, but like, I don't know.
He's like, I have to get to Horus.
He just, that's it. See, we have to go to gods. That's just,
I know. And we haven't even mentioned Gerard Butler yet. What is it? His name is Set.
Set. Well,
And he like says his own name like a bunch of times.
Sit likes to talk in the third person.
And yeah, he doesn't change his accent at all.
Well,
Truly a god of Egypt, he is.
well, the thing is, like, most people are affecting the British accent. I don't know how many of them are actually American or actually British, but they all kind of do the shitty fantasy British accent because no matter what, it's just like, that's the one we can all get on board with. Gerard Butler didn't even try. I think he's done. Like, he's just like, no, I'm going to be Scottish in this, and then everybody's like, well, we'll just do the rest. We'll do the fantasy accent.
He doesn't even try. He just like, no, I am Set.
I'm Set. Apparently, he's from the Glasgow part of Egypt. That's what you get. That's the accent you get when you're banished to the desert. which I kind of don't get. He's like the one guy, Ra, is like, no,
Yeah.
Ra is the big
Ra's
guy.
the sun god.
Osiris is like, okay, Osiris rules over Egypt, and Set is banished to the desert for some reason. But then everybody's like, oh my god, that guy we banished to the desert is here. Fucking cool. Oh, I love you, uncle. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Horus is like, oh, uncle.
Oh, you were my you were my favorite god. I think
My favorite god, uncle.
that's kind of what he says. It's not like you're my uncle. He says something about the gods. Anyway, yeah, everybody's surprisingly welcoming of the outcast. And to nobody's surprise, he betrays Egypt.
He kills his own brother when they turn into weird creatures.
I literally said yes. I was sitting by myself.
Oh my god, they anamorphed into like weird, terrible CGI things.
This might be a deep cut of a reference. It was in Ready Player One. No, but if anybody remembers the animated show, the live action version of Gargoyles. There's a Disney show called Gargoyles. There was the bad guy Xanatos had a gargoyle robot suit, and that's what all their robot. They just look like robot, like Egypt gargoyle monsters, and holy shit, bad CGI.
It was very, very terrible. And I guess the whole point, Set's big plan is to just become like a super god monster.
Yeah, there's a big sequence of him becoming Egyptotron,
Yeah.
where he gets all the fucking powers of the other Egyptian gods.
You forget where you are in this movie.
Well, I gotta say, to be honest, I was trying to think of another movie where it's kind of the same, where it's based on Egyptian gods all interacting. No, it's usually just Greek gods. This is,
Yeah.
I'll give Gods of Egypt that, kind of headed into uncharted waters.
That's true. Their gods are kind of less interesting though.
Well, that's because we're white, Cameron. It's part of our culture to like Greek gods. No, it's just maybe that's something that's lacking. It's like maybe if we knew like Egyptian mythology, we'd be like, oh my god, that's a perfect portrayal of Set. He did have a Scottish
That's
accent.
exactly what Set is like.
Yes. Yeah.
I knew of Ra.
I know names, but when they're like,
and then of course Anubis, that's the most popular Egyptian god.
it's almost hack at this point. I mean, the Mummy even shoehorned Anubis reference in the Anubis warriors. Oh, it's just Anubis 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But they look cool. Jackals.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess this is going to be the prized movie for the flat earthers, I guess.
Yeah. It's exactly what I was thinking. Like the rapper B.O.B. or
Like,
Bob or whatever. Yeah.
They probably love the shit out of it. They're like, this is our movie.
Oh, do you know how badly I'd love a flat earther to just be like, see?
Gods of Egypt knows.
Even flat earthers like, the gods say, the gods of Egypt have shown us it's the flat earth. Yeah.
I was like, oh no, really?
It was kind of like, it was kind of, I thought it was a cool choice. Like listen, I gotta be like a little fair to it. Because if I just shit all over it, then it's like, hey, you missed the part where the Earth was just a flat pancake, and
And then there's a giant monster like trying to attack it,
yeah,
like in space, and then the sun god Ra has to like fight it off.
Oh, by the way, best part of that movie when Jeffrey Rush is shooting fireballs at a giant space demon.
It was Jeffrey Rush. I'm like, what?
Oh my! I was fucking howling.
Captain Barbosa. What are you doing in space?
Well, like all the gods, he grows giant. Actually, no, because all the other gods turn into like robots. He just grows big, lights on fire.
Yeah, he just lights on fire.
And he's shooting fucking fireballs at, like Galactus from the
Yeah, he's like a weird like cloud monster.
Yeah, not Fan-4-Stick, but the Fantastic Four movie.
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yes, it's like a planet-eating cloud with teeth. This time, it's like anyway. It's just Jeffrey Rush like shooting fireballs, yelling, "Go away, Apophis," or whatever the fuck he called it.
Yeah, and apparently that's just what he does every day.
He's like, "That's my burden. It's a living."
Pretty much.
Like the most powerful being in the universe, just every once in a while shoots fireballs at a cloud. Great. You might be onto something with Egyptian mythology is boring as shit, Cameron.
Yeah. And that's what that was like his plan for Set, was to like for him to take over his job of just like fighting that monster every day.
Well, because he makes like this thing where he's like, I created the flat earth. I want to go down there and hang out. The gods are weirdly interested in just hanging out with people. Like, even in the beginning, it's like they made a place so awesome, they wanted to just hang out there. I'm like, okay, fuck, that's... all right. It's weird. I find beings of supreme power just like, you know what? We nailed it. Let's hang out.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I can't because I have to stay up here in my weird ship thing and just fight off this monster every day.
Well, yeah, I know from the mythology it's supposed to be a chariot. He pulls the chariot across the sky, and that's...
Oh, all right, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's just a boat now. So
yeah.
So they can act on it. Just two people can do dialogue to each other.
Who is this mortal?
This is the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. You actually know him, Captain Barbosa.
Yeah, you've been on a ship with him before.
Yeah, this is all familiar territory. Oh, I see. Excuse me a second. Get out of here, you. Pew, pew.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Just...
Oh, yeah. Set, like... plucks out Horus's eyes close to the beginning.
It's like the first thing, like it's the first bad thing that happens in the movie. Really, well, no. Jaime Lannister's dad is killed.
I thought you'd never miss.
Oh yeah, and then it goes to this weird robot vision for some reason.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, the guy who like directed this movie wanted to make a fucking robot movie, but they wouldn't let him. So they're just
yeah. It's very strange.
Like when I saw the previews, I was just like, is this like just going to be like some ultra weird version where it's like aliens are the ones who rule Egypt and they were robots that fought each other? And no, it's just straight across.
That's just what the gods are.
Gods are giant spacefaring robots. It's like, well, okay.
And if you collect enough of their parts, you can turn yourself into a bigger giant robot. You can.
A
You're
more-
the devastator of god robots.
Well, like Egyptotron had like all these parts. He had wings from the one. Then he had like the brain that he
Yeah.
stole from the Black Panther.
From
Which-
Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, very unfortunate.
Yeah, that I'm like, ooh, sorry, buddy. But you are in
Before he caught a break.
a huge break. I mean, that Black Panther is the first first Western movie they're showing in Saudi Arabia in 35 years.
That's crazy.
They think he's the biggest star in the world over there. They must.
But yeah, that's that's an interesting one for his resume. Gods of Egypt.
And it's weird because he almost does like an American accent, or like I don't know.
It's a very bizarre accent he's doing in this
What-
movie.
I think he's fighting because he is like from. I'm sorry to say, just the continent of Africa. I don't know what country he's from specifically, unfortunately. So I get to play ignorant asshole, but he does have like an African accent, doesn't he?
No, he's got like just a regular American accent.
I've never heard. See, I was going to say his excuse is he's trying to fight his own accent, but no, because he's just shit at the fantasy accent.
Well,
I guess.
he was trying to do something different. He was trying to actually be creative and do something unique. It's really weird.
There's this part where Jamie Lannister, I think he's actually from. He's from one of the Scandinavian. I don't know where anybody's from. But I only know I'm from Red Deer. That's about it. Yeah, he's from one of the Scandinavian countries, and there's this part where he's like yelling at Electra.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's slipping into his like his not Game of Thrones accent. Like he's like kind of like, what do you? I just like and you betrayed me or something, like just so it. Yeah, you messed it up a little bit, but man, like we were mulling over. Well, we weren't mulling over. We were just talking about it would be great to do like a companion commentary, like just
Yeah. Oh man, it would have been so good if we could have worked that out for this movie.
like I'm saying, I know we're kind of like we're like shit talking it now, and like we can't do a podcast about shitting on gods of Egypt every day. I want to, but I'm saying next time we get together, I'm saying gods of Egypt makes the list. Like
Isn't it? It's just one of those movies that's just so gloriously terrible.
well, and the thing is, like, there's stuff like, even if I wrote it down, there's stuff that as you're watching it, you're like, what the fuck? Like I know, even if I rewatched it, like I watched it like a couple hours ago. If I rewatched it again, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's fucking dumb.
Like the main character, the mortal. I can't even remember his name. It
Beck.
started. Beck. That's what it was. I knew it started with a B.
I only remember that because I'm like, that's like a real name. Like, it's not Egyptian. Like Jeff Beck, Glenn Beck. There's real white Becks.
Jeff Beck pops his head around the corner. Mentions there's a sweet shop on the edge of town.
Yeah, exactly. Two Wayne's World references in one show. What a treat.
I just watched Wayne's World 2 last night, so I might have on a little kick, I guess. But
Sure.
anyway, Beck's girlfriend, who's like a slave but she like works for this guy who's like an architect or something.
That actor He's in a lot of stuff. He's like a character actor, but he used to have like a fucked up eye. I don't know what happened to it. They fixed his eye. I don't know if it was CG or if he had a surgery. His eye's fixed.
It was the will of the gods.
It was the will of the gods. He was. I don't get his character at all.
I don't know either. Like, who is this guy? He's like some architect, and he's very like particular about his like place being organized, like all his blueprints or something.
Right.
And then, but they steal the plans for the like vault where Set is keeping Horus's eyes or something like that. His like treasure vault.
Yeah. Well, they just keep one of his eyes for some reason. The other eye.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
Well,
when Beck is like, I can steal them, and
well,
he just like makes his way to this weird temple thing with his blueprint that doesn't make any sense at all.
well, oh yeah, that's one thing. They keep cutting away to like the stuff they're reading, and it's all just like hieroglyphs, and like we can't make sense of it. And
and like it cuts to him just showing he like unrolls the blueprints, and it's just like some boxes and like weird shapes. It's like, what is this?
well, and it's like I don't get the point of it. Like, because when people read books, they don't cut away to them reading a book. Like, they don't show the words unless it's like, oh, look, it's in the book. You need to know that. Like, but we can't read the plan. It's almost like they're trying to remind you, hey, this is in Egypt. It's like, how can we fucking forget? Or maybe they caught on. It could have been anywhere, and they're like hieroglyphs.
It's very clearly Egypt because there's scorpions.
That's true. There was this one. Yeah.
Well, you can hardly recognize them as scorpions because the CGI is so bad.
It's not.
The character has to say scorpions, and you're like, those are scorpions. Really?
Yeah, I guess. I like, and he was so high up. How would he even fucking know there's scorpions down there?
I still don't get how he got through all the traps. Like,
he's clever and practically a god, so of course he's gonna get through the traps.
Yeah, like he's the epitome of a Mary Sue character.
Which is weird because he had no like there was nothing to latch on to. Like Superman's the classic Mary Sue, but it's like he stands for truth, justice, and the American way. You can kind of get behind him.
Yeah.
It's like this guy wants to get his dead girlfriend back. Why? Because she has the biggest tits in Egypt. So what?
Well, first the objective is to get Horus's eyes back so that he can not be so reclusive and like try to retake the throne of Egypt or whatever.
Yeah. But
then it's like, and then he gets one eye because they're only keeping one eye in the vault for whatever reason.
The other one, they're just hitting around like a golf ball, and they're just it's in the ether. Nobody knows what the fuck this other eye is doing. But anyway,
but Beck makes it through all the traps somehow perfectly because whatever.
Yeah.
and then there's like a chase sequence. Is that what happens? They get back to the architect guy, finds out that the plans were stolen.
Yeah, apparently the eye of Horus is only good for like flashbanging people because he does it.
Yeah,
he does it to some scorpions, and then he does it to some people. Then he runs away.
And there's some sort of chase sequence, and then the girl dies.
Well, here's why this architect character is so perplexing. I don't really get him. He's a master architect, but also the greatest archer. Like he fucking, they're speeding away on a chariot, unopposed. But of course, this guy just shoots an arrow.
Oh yeah,
and just hits her right in the fucking chest. She dies. Okay, and like it's almost unceremonious. He like
there's not much of a reaction.
No, he's like, well, you're dead. I'm gonna make you undead.
Yeah, he's kind of like,
Yeah,
and then he just keeps her on the chariot. He's like, well, maybe Horus can make you come back to life. He is a god.
like oh yeah, by the way, there's a quote in the movie, I think she says it, like I think while he's riding to Horus, she says it in kind of like that faded, I remember her saying it kind of voiceover. Where it's like she says, death is not the end.
Oh yeah,
like, death is only the beginning. That's lifted straight from the fucking Mummy. That's
right. I noticed that too. Yeah.
That it's like, okay, you could have said anything, but you're gonna go right for the Mummy's shit. Fuck you.
It's just, hey, that was just a popular Egyptian phrase, you know.
Well, they're not a very pleasant people, are they? Death is only the beginning. That's on the Egyptian flag. They have that little green writing, I think. Or no, that's like Iran. Anyway, never mind. That's their state motto. Death is only the beginning.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Set changed the afterlife.
Oh yeah,
so that you have to have treasure in order to like go to the afterlife. You have to like give the like gatekeepers like gold and shit.
Well, like I kind of get like because I think the mythology of it is like, if you're buried with all your wealth, then you're going to be wealthy in the afterlife. That was kind of the deal with pharaohs and shit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now there's like a tax on being dead, I guess.
Yeah. He just changed it so that you have to be rich in order to pass to the afterlife. Otherwise, you just like get shot out into like the ether or whatever.
You just get evaporated, I guess.
Yeah. And there's just a long lineup of dead people. Like, what do you have to offer?
Well, I kind of don't get, after you see like the first 10 people in front of you and like 5 of them don't have a pot to piss in,
Yeah.
and you're sitting there with nothing. What the fuck like, the security of the line.
There wasn't really any. There's like the two weird god things like sitting at the scales. You put your treasure on the scales, and it's like
the auditors, yeah.
yeah, the weird auditors. And there's no one else really there. It's like Anubis might be hanging out, but
well, if he's there, and it seems like he's not supposed to be there. Like it's weird when he's there.
Yeah.
Like, if he's there, it's usually to just like talk to somebody. He doesn't. Anubis basically just walks around putting people in the lineup. He's a line coordinator.
He does just like, okay, you're in the line now. Okay.
All right, move along, keep going.
Yeah,
and
he like literally tells her that she has to walk. It's like, you're dead, you gotta walk.
There's 9 gates.
Yeah, you go through the gates, and then that's like she has to go through the 9 gates. There might be time to save her.
Because she's walked through fucking gates? What kind of underworld is this? I have to walk through 9 gates and then I have to pay? This is a long fuck you.
It's a long walk. It takes a while. In our real time. So
it's fucking, that's a big fuck you to poor people. Like you're like
Yeah, it's just so weird.
Well,
when,
and I
when you
just
see the lineup and it's the one person like puts the treasure on, it's like, oh, congratulations, you're in, and then the next person has nothing and they just get like rocketed out.
it's a fucking old lady. It's kind of funny, actually. It's like, oh, this old.
It's like, okay, and just like, yeah, basically evaporated.
Yeah, shot out into a Stargate and
and-
fucking.
Our main girl is like right behind her. She's like, oh dear.
Yeah, it's like even like as she was getting sucked into the line, not to hell, just the line up for hell. She is like, Anubis is like, "What do you have to offer?" And everybody was already telling Anubis she has nothing. Anubis, she's,
Yeah,
she's
they waited on her for a very long time.
it's like, I have but my smile, and then Anubis is like, "Well, get in the lineup." And and then yeah, then she had to trudge up there, and
But
luck, yeah,
yeah, luckily the Electra had some like like weird bracelet thing.
yeah, it's I don't know, because she used to work in hell. She used to,
I know
She
some
used-
people down there.
kind of, that's almost a line. I think Gods was mentioned. I used to work for the Gods in the lineup, so now I can help you, kind of thing.
And I know she ends up dying. I don't remember how or why.
She doesn't really die, she just goes away. And she does it because she feels guilty about tricking Hero Boy.
Oh, yeah, because Horace did too. Horace
Yeah.
tricked. They both tricked him.
Horace was like, "Yeah, I can bring your girlfriend back." Oh, he can't. Sorry, that bitch is headed for Lineup City. She'll be there forever. And then Electra is like, "Well, I didn't tell him right away, so I feel bad. Here's this
Yeah.
bracelet that keeps me from being sent back to the lineup, I guess."
And yeah, she gives it to him and just like, we'll let you give this to her.
You can cut the line, give her this. She'll get into
Hey,
Like-
she's like, "Hey, Anubis, yeah, come over here a minute. Yeah, we're gonna let this kid here. He's gonna cut the line so he can give his girlfriend this treasure." And Anubis is just kind of like, all right.
It's like, for you, like he's doing a favor for an old friend. Like, yeah, okay. Very for the lady of the West, anything. It's like, okay. What? And
Yeah,
she gets sucked up by demon arms.
yeah. I was kind of lost at that point. It's like, what's happening?
Well, yeah, she's just kind of like everybody's in love with her, and like,
Oh
It's
yeah,
like-
and she can like, I don't know. She's a temptress, basically.
I guess she only tempts a snake. That's the only thing her powers works on.
Right.
It's a giant snake. Everybody else is like, fuck you, bitch. They just- even the mortal, she's like, go get me some water. I command it.
Some
And he's
water.
like, yeah. And he's like, no, I'm not getting you water. Yeah. It's, yeah.
And they only bring Chadwick Boseman into the picture to like solve a riddle.
Yeah.
He's like supposed to be like the smartest god.
Yeah. Which is weird because he gets the riddle of the Sphinx wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, in case you forgot we were in Egypt, a Sphinx is in it. So there you go. Sphinx.
The Sphinx is like guarding Set's temple or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The objective of the second act of the movie is to quench the fire of the desert or something. They're basically
That's why
they're
they
basi-
that's why they get the water.
yeah, when they laid out the plan, I was like, what the fuck? Again, just audibly to myself. It's like, we must quench the thirst of the desert. Something like, so you're just gonna not have a desert now, I guess? Like, what does it
It's
mean?
like the only way through is the Sphinx, who has an unsolvable riddle.
Apparently, I don't know, you're allowed as many guesses as you can take. Like,
Yeah,
the Sphinx will just try and hurt you. And I don't know. It was so weird. Just
yeah. Just even talking about this movie, I'm like, it makes no sense. Like, there's just a lot of, I don't know. It's hard to piece together.
well, the thing is, it's supposed to be like some, like, you kind of get the sense they were going for some like epic, well, like take the Mummy 2 where they're heading all over. Like, you kind of get a
Yeah.
sense they're on a big adventure. They're just in the fucking desert for like 3/4 of the movie. It's like they're in Egypt for 20 minutes, they're in the swamp for 5, and the rest is just desert.
They're on the space ship,
Yeah.
the literal spaceship,
Yeah, yeah.
for a little bit. Like, they go back there a couple times. Raw is hanging out fighting the cloud monster.
Shooing away the destruction of
You get away from my flat Earth.
yeah, I want don't eat the Nile. It's apparently what you want to do. This is the big, it's what the monster wants, to eat fucking Ra's Nile.
I wish there's more things you can say about Set, but I just don't remember.
I don't know. It's just, he was basically just King Leonidas again.
He kind of was. He's very like, he's pretty charismatic character. He's just like, this is what I. He does the thing where he puts his arms out all the time.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm cool. This is what, if you're the leader of something important, do this, and everybody starts cheering. And he has like this army of mortals, and their secret weapon is like they have mirrors on their shields, I guess. That's how he beats Horus the first time. Is all his
Oh, yeah.
all his shields have mirrors on it.
Oh my god.
Nicolas Cage would have been right at home in Egypt.
Yeah.
Egypt is full of mirrors.
Oh my god. Egypt dangerous.
Yes, it seems dangerous. 10-foot people walking around, turning into birds and shit. It's making me tired just talking about this movie.
I know. Everybody listening, you should just watch that movie. It's on Netflix. Get yourself some candy, like
yeah,
some Gatorade or an iced tea or something. Just have yourself a night. Just watch this movie. It's trash, but it's like, it's the best kind.
it's true. It's I don't know. I feel this could be somebody's Scorpion King. Like, there's somebody out there who's going to be like, oh, it's the best shitty movie ever. I love it.
It kind of runs a little bit long, but I might end up watching it again. It might climb the ranks of
Oh,
I don't know. It'll work its way in there, maybe. It's just it's a good trashy movie.
I think a younger Denton, it would be a Scorpion King-esque movie. It just so, the Scorpion King is a little different because I don't know. It's The Rock, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's fun garbage.
It is. This it's mostly I really love Gerard Butler in this movie as Set.
Well, like the thing is, I have a feeling for like all these movies, like Hercules was kind of the same. This Clash of the Titans,
Yeah.
they all kind of have this vibe where because they all have like big names in them, like like not A-list, but like up and comers and like people who've either kind of on their way down or yeah. They're just I think they're just fun movies where they get to hang out with just a bunch of attractive people and like the lesser stars look up to them, so like that Nicholas Walder whatever Jamie Lannister and like everybody's like, oh my god, Jamie Lannister, you're so great, and he's like, yeah, I know, I'm pretty hot shit right now. So like the actual actors are like getting their egos inflated.
Yeah.
Like I think it's probably just super fun to do those movies.
Yeah,
Like
I can just see in like the press junkets and stuff, like all the actors would be like, "We got to work with the incredible Jeffrey Rush,
Yes,
who's just
yeah.
just incredible. He's the greatest."
Yeah, a bunch of ball washing. It's like, yeah, they're
So what are what are your thoughts on Egypt? Well, Jeffrey Rush is such a brilliant actor.
yes, like the incomparable Gerard Butler,
Yeah.
that guy that's in Pirates of the Caribbean, and that hot girl who you'll never see again. She's not gonna be. I don't know. Maybe she is in a bunch of stuff, but
Yeah, I don't remember her. And Chadwick Boseman.
yeah. Oh, he's the up and comer. He's the guy that everybody's like, man, this guy. I saw him like reading Shakespeare and shit, like in his trailer. He was like he does plays in between movies and stuff. I hear he's gonna be Black Panther soon. Oh well, I mean a Marvel movie. Who cares? Just the biggest. Everybody. All non-white people seem to love Black Panther. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, 35 years. It's just like, this is a good one to hang our hat on.
Yeah, that was we never really talked about. Maybe we'll talk about Black Panther some other time. We're running long here.
Running. Well, I mean, whatevs. Maybe.
I guess it doesn't matter. But Black Panther that movie was pretty good. Michael B. Jordan steals the show in that movie.
True. I think it's more like technically good. Like it's very enjoyable to watch. I mean, Michael B. Jordan's good. Nothing really substantial. Like honestly, it was basically a movie advertising. This is where Infinity Wars is going to be. So
I hope it's not all. I think we've only seen like a little bit of that movie from the trailers.
oh, of course, it's going to be.
They've barely showed anything, but I just don't want it to be like a huge amount of time in Wakanda.
I think you might be disappointed.
I know.
It's probably hard to CG New York being destroyed for half an hour. I think you'll see. Yeah, I don't know. You'll see a lot in Wakanda and a bunch in space.
Yeah, I hope there's a lot of space because that's the comic is mostly in space.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Just the moon is very easy to just act on. But I guess we'll find out. It's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very soon. I'm seeing it on Thursday.
Oh, can't even wait. I've been slated to go to a wedding. I found out is going to be a dry wedding. Yeah, a little miffed because I even asked the guy, open bar, just joking. I figured it'd be a pay bar, but I'm like, open bar. He's like, yeah, man. I was like, oh, sweet. I'm gonna get fucking wasted. I'm gonna ruin your special day. But and then apparently I've heard not the case anymore. No, or that it may never have been.
Oh,
So now I
it's
get
kind of harsh.
well, and it's like a work friend, so it's like I don't know any of these people. Like
That's
so
wow. That's a work friend wedding.
well, I was invited and I said, "Yeah, I'd go cuz weddings are fun." I love going. Well, it's the reception. I'm not like going
Right.
to the ceremony,
Yeah.
but I'm like it's fun. I'll go have some drinks. He's inviting a few people from work so I can talk to them, but dry wedding. Apparently, it's going to be a ton of people. So I'm sure I'll be very anxious the entire time. That'll be fun.
What if they have the? What if it's in a bowling alley?
It might be. People fucking love bowling. Me and when Aaron was down here, we were actually talking. We both agree. Why do people love bowling? Bowling fucking sucks. So if you like, bowling's awful. Yet people love it. And last time, like the last time I went was years ago, but place was packed. Like young adult having fun. I'm just like, what the fuck? Is this the 50s? Like before movies were good. And they're just I don't know.
Yeah, We went bowling for a staff party a couple years ago, and
Did you
it was actually it was pretty. I don't know, it was pretty fun. That was the first time I'd ever done 10-pin bowling with like the big
Oh.
balls with the holes in them.
Oh, I've never had the pleasure.
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know. It was hard to find a good ball like that was like not incredibly hard to throw.
I can't even like I'm kind of just like mentally like weirded out by it. Just even thinking about how I throw it. I don't know. People are like, "You've never even really been bowling, man, and you hate it so much." Yes, fuck bowling.
Started to get the hang of it eventually. And then after bowling we went to a bar and got fucking wasted.
See, that's the part I like.
Really gonna miss those Larson Music staff parties because they were the best.
They sound fun, but I'm sure cobbler parties are.
Oh my
real
god!
hoot.
Oh no! You want me to get into this story now?
I mean, nobody's paying us. We can do whatever we want. Sure.
Okay, so there's only I think there's like 7 people that work at this shop total.
Right.
And so staff party consisted of closing early and then
Sure.
all of us staying in the shop, sitting in some chairs in a circle. And
Why? Like, was the staff party a séance? Or what?
it was just like it's just a little chat circle basically, and we had some drinks and ordered pizza, and there was a gift exchange, and everyone went home at 7:00.
Not what I would call a rip roaring good time. It kind of sounds like. I don't know. It sounds almost like I don't know. My family's very boring. So, besides, if you replace the pizza with like an actual cooked meal, it kind of just sounds like my family Christmas, where we just sit around chatting about the like stuff, and then eating, and then exchange gifts.
Well, yeah, it kind of was. And these bear in mind, there's me and one other person who's not in their 60s.
Oh,
The other person is in his 40s. So
yeah.
I'm very much the young face of this business.
The boy wonder, Cameron Mullen. Yeah.
So this is like all old people chatter the whole time.
About like azaleas and shit. Oh, how are your begonias coming in?
Yeah, it's just like it was pretty awkward, and just like, oh man.
Did you start like lying about your flower beds and how they were doing? It's like, yeah, I've got African violets, I've got tiger lilies, I've got all the I got all the cool. Actually, you might have the ability to really fucking lie about it because you have inside info on the gardening trade. I won't say where you get your sources.
Yeah, I know. My source now has wasabi plants.
Okay, are they being? Is he going through a lot of wasabi plants?
I don't know, but that was just the new info I got the other day.
Ah, excellent. Well, I wonder if anybody had to go on an adventure to grab those wasabi plants.
Maybe.
Uh, that I would like to go to Gabriola again. Just driving around in a van, listening to the heavy metal soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh man,
That was fun.
that's an interesting time.
Sure was.
Was that the time where we heard the story about this source, all their hay was being bought up by somebody who's building a house of hay.
Yeah. I think it was that. Like one of the three little pigs came in and cleaned them out or some shit.
I know.
It's the weirdest.
I was just like, what?
And then a wolf came in asking about is all the hay gone? It's like, yeah, pig just came in and bought all this fucking hay. It's like, oh well, I'm gonna blow it down. So
That's the weirdest. It's like, did they not? They've never heard this story before, or were you all out of sticks? Did they?
Yeah.
Did they have to? Got no bricks and no sticks here. Sorry, all we got is some hay. Oh well, I need somewhere to live.
yeah, I build a house out of something. Why don't you chop down some trees? I mean, that's lots of sticks right there. Better yet, could turn it into like boards. Doesn't even have to be sticks. You can have that happy medium.
Yeah, that was probably the weirdest Gabriola story I've heard.
That I don't know. It's a cool place, but it's just like so. It's magical in its own way. It's just great people watching. Kind of a bunch of weirdos, but like I don't know. Gabriola, check it out. It's a fun time.
Yeah. Watch Gods of Egypt while you're there.
Sure. I mean, we watch Super Friends and Fresh Prince.
That's yeah.
It's a great place to watch stuff. People, TV, movies.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We did watch a lot of Fresh Prince during that trip.
We sure did. I don't think I had seen Fresh Prince as much before that trip as I had during.
Just walking down to the grocery store to get some snacks for our next Fresh Prince fix.
That's right. It was. We were just in a camper watching, like, was it like a holiday trailer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just a camping trailer, yeah.
Yeah. Just sitting in there watching Fresh Prince, eating snacks, and then van cruising. That is a fun place to cruise around. It's just a small island. You just drive around
They
it.
have a road called North Road and South Road.
Yeah, in case you get lost.
Those are the two main roads.
I would contend those are the only two roads. I can't think of.
They do they do converge on each other.
Uh, anyway, well, I think let's call her.
Yeah, that's about time, I guess.
Sure, got another nice long one in. Next week, next one's only going to be 10 minutes. So
Yeah, I'll have a story. I guess maybe a story for next week.
well, we won't tease it because last time I teased it, it was Transformers, and I still haven't finished. We were talking before the show. I have no desire to finish that movie, and you said it's been a while since you'd seen it.
Yeah, I could probably still talk about it, but it's an interesting one.
Like, it was so bad. I was like, I have to take notes, but I've honestly I cannot summon the will to just, because I have to watch it over from the beginning, right? So it'll be a struggle. But who knows? One day the gods may allow us the power.
If we reach our Patreon goal, Denton will watch Transformers
Yeah.
the last night.
The last night. You know what? We should just make a fake Patreon and put stupid goals on it and see.
Oh, we could.
For $5, I'll watch it. It's just watch. All the goals are watch movie. We should put a $10,000 goal of watching Batman Forever.
Well,
Although
I was thinking, realistically, we actually could do a commentary for that movie.
we should talk about. We should see if we can figure something out, because like I said, with Gods of Egypt, I'm tempted to do one on my own, but I'd be like, I would of course want to do one with Cam.
Oh man,
Like,
it's a little too soon to watch Gods of Egypt again. Gotta let it sit for a few years, and then we'll come back to it.
The thing is, it'll be funny again if I don't watch it immediately. I won't just be like, oh, and then this guy. So, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna call it good. Thanks for listening. Like us on the things.
Yeah, thanks again. Check us out on the Facebook page, on Twitter, @LitWhat, if you want. There's not much Twitter activity.
Should I get back on it? I'll start. I don't know what I would tweet. I don't know. Should we make mandatory social media goals? Like you have control of Twitter. Okay. You
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, we suck at social media, so
We're just gonna call that an episode.
yeah. Okay. Goodbye.
All right. See you, folks.
And we're clear.